Hi everyone, Rex from Valhalla Games here. Just wanted to show you my new Battle for Primosole Bridge game board. This is well played over now. In fact, not so much well played over, but well photographed. Dan and I have just finished a number of weeks of photography on this bridge board. So it's a bit disheveled at the moment, but hopefully you'll get the idea of it, and I'll cut to some still photography and some video flyovers to give you the detailed look at the pristine board. Now this board is the Battle of Primosole Bridge, which is an engagement in 1943 in Sicily. For those of you who don't know, Dan and I, Valhalla Games, have created a book, campaign book, for 28mm games. Bolt action would be a good example, to play the Battle for Primosole Bridge. It's 11 scenarios long, and it's coming very, very close to being released now. We have successfully funded on Kickstarter, but it will be available to purchase after the Kickstarter fulfillment as well. So the board that we have here is a new sort of true scale board that we've created to be able to take the photos for the book. We wanted really, really high photos for the book, high quality photos for the book, so we decided that we needed a new board. So I built this fully sculpted board out of foam and flock, much the same as the train set guys do, and I hope that you'll enjoy it when you see it in the book. So a little bit of a tour here now. So at the moment, as I said, it's been used for photos, which is a little bit like Disneyland. You look at it from one angle, and there's the Pirate Cove, and you just turn from the other angle, and all of a sudden you see Fantasia and something else. So every single angle and every single inch of the board is being photographed to near death for different scenes in the book, wide scenes, long scenes, zoomed in ones. Showing off all Dan's fantastic minis. Dan's done all the painting of all the minis in the book and on the board, and I've done most of the terrain. So I'll give you a little bit of a tour. Starting at this end, we've still got some Durham Light Infantry guys here that are advancing on the bridge from one of the final photo shoots that we did. A couple of Sherman tanks there coming from the south end of the bridge as they advanced up the eastern coast of Sicily, and the British Paras had fallen in, which you can possibly see down here. So they've dropped here, the canopies are still there, they're still deploying. We've got the guys with the little carts, airborne hand carts, and so that was another photo shoot in that area. But the Durham Light Infantry guys are coming in here from the south end to finally secure the bridge once the British Paras had essentially prevented the Fallschirmjäger and the Italians from destroying it. But full details of that in the book, along with a whole lot of historical stuff and of course the campaigns as well. So the road coming up here from the south, a couple of pillboxes, the pillboxes here and the one at this end, and the barriers I created, they're 3D printed. I created them from scratch, yeah, so I'm pretty happy with those. These round ones and the bridge itself, the magnificent bridge, are from Wow Buildings. And you can find them at wowbuildings.com. This is one of their Kickstarters, but the bridge is actually available just to purchase directly on their website. So yeah, the round bunkers are from Wow, and the square ones are from me. In the bottom corner here, you can see a little W trench. That's a historical feature. Everything on the board's historical. So there was a W trench there. These barricades, the blockhouses are all in the right places. And this is kind of a dirt track that follows off the river to the east. The river itself is made with a board covered in toilet paper. So what I did is I put down PVA glue and then laid the toilet paper over it, and then squished the toilet paper with my brush, if that's a technical term. And most of the stuff I have detailed videos of, which should appear sometime in the future. And then obviously paint it up to look like a realistic river. So working my way from one end to the other, the bridge itself, it's a really long bridge. I think it's about 3 feet long in total, perhaps just under. So yeah, you need to tune your ranges if you're going to use super realistic scale for these types of things. Great for chain of command. So the bridge itself is made in sections, and again I've got a video on that, but it's made in sections, so it can actually be taken apart, and a couple of sections can be removed from the middle. For example, for a normal 6x4 board, this board is 9 feet by 4 feet, so taking up a fair amount of the garage space. I'll be glad to get my garage back after a couple of months of this. So I sliced and diced the 3D print before I actually printed it, made these removable, and made the sections removable. They're not as it comes from the store. And I also put in pins so that the bridge would stay together. So that's the bridge. It's a magnificent bridge. So well done, Paul from Well Buildings, for that. The telegraph poles I 3D printed. I copied some that Dan had that got destroyed on the way from New Zealand to Australia in the shipping, but I'm pretty happy with how they turned out. The green foliage around the river, obviously where it's wetter, it is Sicily, but where it's wetter you're going to see a lot of foliage, so that's a variety of different materials. I've got a video that covers that. Most of it is, or some of it's scratch build, coconut fibre just rolled into balls with flock on it, that type of thing, so that'll be coming in the video as well. So working away a bit further down, the railings that are at the end of the bridge, again all historical. We managed to get the historical photos thanks to Dan's connections, being a British para. We managed to get those, so thank you to all involved in that. So these were designed by me, 3D printed, glued in, rocks from my wife's garden, and scatter from my driveway. I'm lucky enough to have scatter in my driveway in copious quantities. That is actually the perfect colour, we think at least, for Sicilian countryside. So working way up here again, the pillbox and the barrier, complete with changeable barrier stick thing, 3D printed by me, 3D designed by me, 3D printed by me. Some of the foliage is just lichen, depending on where your preference. Some of it is ground foam that I've made myself and coloured, just to be able to make it in bulk and not have it be too expensive. And then down this end of the table, we have the road, which is all sculpted in to the table, so it's absolutely set for this one scenario, although the bridge is removable, and I've got my eye on a possible fantasy bridge for later, just to be able to get some more mileage out of the board. The far end, Dan's fantastic olive trees, they're GW I believe, and some other little bits and pieces, poplar trees or conifer type trees, and that's about the board really. So yeah, we really enjoyed building it. We really enjoyed taking the photos, although I am glad to be finished the photos now. After weeks of photography, we employed a new method called focus stacking that we've never used before. So if there's any interest on that, of how to get everything in focus on a 9-foot long board all at once, then I can maybe do a video on that sometime in the future. But yeah, that's about it, ladies and gentlemen. I will leave you to it. I'll give the civilians their garage back now after a couple of months of being tied up. But yep, keep a lookout. The book is progressing well. Lots and lots of work. Dan and I are our own worst enemy. We keep adding little bits. Wouldn't it be nice this? Wouldn't it be nice that? But yeah, we're getting very, very close to having it completed now. Thanks very much, guys. See you next time.